I think I bought like 4 packs of 5 of white t-shirts.
But
And
yeah,
I'm like,
no, at my current weight, there's no need to wear tight-fitting clothes to look good because the
yeah.
tight-fitting clothes is just gonna highlight how far along I am.
Oh, boy
But
or girl? Oh God,
I
if
don't
any
want to
guy.
assume.
Yeah. It's 2023, Adam. Come on.
Jumps down and slides down the hill. I see shots going above his head.
So she's like, oh, great. On her one day off, you're trying to romance this Pan Am chick. I'm like, honey, it's V. It's not me. Come on.
Brought back some old Catholic school memories, did it?
Oh, man. Yeah, you just... Okay, you know the DMV sloth?
I know you're going with this.
Yeah, this guy.
You're listening to On the Rewind.
This is On the Rewind, airing on Amherst Island Radio, 101.3 FM. We're also wherever you can get your podcasts, including Spotify, Apple, Prime, anywhere. So, Adam, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I just came from celebrating a very special boy's birthday.
You sure it wasn't a birthday girl? That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
the badge said.
Yeah, so all the audience on the Rewind, I'd like to wish Derek a very happy birthday. Yeah, we had good time. Checked out that new D&D movie. What'd you think of it?
I was actually thinking we could add a tag and then like add the extended part. We could do like the spoiler cast of it, so people can kind of opt in, so they're
Okay.
not forced to listen to it on radio. But
Yeah.
overall, it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good, in my opinion.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised by it.
Like, as someone who didn't like, weirdly enough, didn't mind the original Dungeons and Dragons movie. Mind you, there are some problems with the original. It's not great as in, oh yeah, it's a masterpiece. It's good as in it's so awful it's good.
Oh, I love those movies.
Yeah, that's where the OG. So it was like, and it was a lot funnier too, right? There's a lot more witty banner in the original one. If you like, as long as you get past that like early 2000s CG for just about everything.
Yeah,
you're pretty much golden. But no, this isn't to be mean to the movie. My favorite part was the ending, and we'll get into more of that on the podcast side of things. If you're listening to us on air, you can check us out on Spotify, or Apple Podcasts if you're using an iPhone.
all right, yeah, we'll get into all the spoiler stuff after.
Yeah, but what did you think of it?
I liked it. I said this last night after the movie. I kept waiting, and I'm glad everyone else was, for like it to cut out to like a couple of kids or like young adults like playing D&D. Because like whenever a guy would mess up, I was waiting for them to be like, "Oh, Daniel got a critical one. Oh, what's gonna happen?" And the DM looks at him with his eyebrows like up, like, oh.
If you want something
And
like
then-
that, then you just got to go watch a group playing tabletop on the internet.
Yeah, because I kept waiting, and I was like, okay, it's still really good. It was just, it subverted my expectations. Pretty much the only thing that it just pretty much is set in the D&D universe.
Yeah,
which is cool.
Like they mentioned, like 3 of the famous cities in it. It's like, oh, if we head to Baldur's Gate, we can take care of that. Then they said one other city, and then, oh, Neverwinter, and Neverwinter is like one of like the Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter are like some of the OG cities in the Wizards of the Coast
I actually
universe.
had heard of Baldur's Gate.
There's games named after both. There's Neverwinter Nights, and then there's the Baldur's Gate games that take place in those areas.
All right, yeah. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Being a brand new D&D fan, I didn't really understand all the references, but for the most part, from what I've learned, excuse me, I liked it. It was entertaining, and yeah, without getting into any more spoilers, it's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Anything else for your week?
Oh yeah. So I was talking to you. I finally tried out PS Plus Extra.
Okay.
Doing a trial run for this year, so I paid the extra $35 or whatever, and then I immediately went back to my PS Plus Essential. For anyone that doesn't know, there's PS Plus Essential, Extra, and Premium. And Essential pretty much is just the one you need to play with everyone. You get 3 free games and a bunch of free packs and add-ons and everything like that. Extra gives you the games catalog that you can download. It's pretty much like Xbox Game Pass. Is that what it's called? Derek?
Yeah, I think the most expensive one I would compare to that. I wouldn't compare the middle one to it, but it's a similar system. It's just tiered. I guess in a sense, because if you pay like for the Game Pass, if you pay like the top tier, you can get the Game Pass on both PC and Xbox. But
Okay, yeah.
otherwise you're just paying for one of the platforms.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
weird
cuz
thing with the Game Pass, I've had it for long enough. They're like, this game's leaving, and then like half a year later, hey, this new listing coming soon, and it's the one of the games they removed.
yeah, it's probably like based on outcry for that game or what's popular,
Yeah.
what licensing
But they do get some
deals they
day
can
one.
strike.
They do get some day one releases though on the Game Pass.
Yeah, like Atomic Heart.
Yeah, there's Atomic Heart. That new Vampire Slaying game. Oh, what's it called? It's like a 4-player co-op looter shooter. Well, not so much looter. It's like it's a shooter, and you upgrade stuff, but I don't think you loot you loot resources. I don't think you
Yeah,
actually loot gear per
I
se.
don't know. Yeah.
But
You're more in on the indie game
it's
spectrum, but
not
yeah.
it's not indie though. That's the thing.
Oh.
Um, Redfall's the game.
Okay, actually, yeah, you did send me a trailer of that. I should have known. Yeah. So, yeah, so far it's going pretty good. Um, Kind of all started by the fact that I wanted to get Ghost Recon Wildlands, and it was $30, and for like $35, I could just get the trial for the whole year. So
Yeah.
I decided why not check it out. And so far, I can't say it's worth getting it again until something really cool pops up.
But at that point, if it's a game that like I only want it for that game, I think it wouldn't it just be worth it to buy that single game.
Yeah, all depends though, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just an extra. It was only $35 extra because we were already in April when
Yeah.
I was buying it.
Okay.
So if the game you really want is $60, but you have to pay $40 for the whole Game Pass, then I'm like, okay,
And you get other stuff too. Like there's the potential for more, but
yeah, exactly. So you might as well save the $20, have it for a full year,
mhm.
and then and then you might have something that comes along after that, which would be pretty cool. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm on the fence about it. I don't know. I also I have a problem with like if I don't buy the physical, well not physical, but like if I don't purchase a single game, I'm like it's hard to get into it
Yeah.
cuz like I don't know, I don't feel ownership over it, so I don't feel a need to play it.
Okay.
That makes sense cuz like if I
I think so. It just I think like we have a similar issue, but I think the mental line of thinking's a little different. Like for
yeah,
Atomic Heart,
like
I played like an hour of it. I haven't touched it since, and I don't own it. I just played it through Game Pass, and like the same thing
yeah.
with Hi-Fi Rush, which is an amazing game.
Yeah.
Um, and then I downloaded a game I own on the PlayStation, but I just don't touch the PlayStation really at all anymore. So like,
Yeah.
there's more than enough games on there for me to basically be like, okay, if I'm really bored, yeah, no, I can throw a dart at a board and find a game to play.
Oh yeah, something's gonna pique your interest.
Yeah. But
Um,
also talking to a guy that has 200 games on a Steam account. So now, mind you, a chunk of those are free, but
I was gonna say, yeah, I think I am closing 300 with my PlayStation account, but once again, a lot of them are free.
yeah,
Um, yeah, like, well, prime example of that is I bought Ghost Recon Breakpoint when
no,
it
it's
first
Ghost
came out.
Recon Breakpoint. Yeah,
Ghost Pecan.
Pecan.
Um, yeah, Breakpoint when it first came out because of COVID, and I spent like $150 on the Ultimate Edition
Yeah,
for no apparent reason.
yeah, and
For no,
like I'm having an issue with these Ultimate Editions. They have like a couple of extra skins and a couple of boosters and like a season pass, but they never tell you what's gonna be in the season.
yeah,
And it could be like two things, and they're like, well, those two things were not worth the extra like $60 on top or whatever.
yeah, not even close. But because I paid that $150, I played the hell out of it.
You're like, I'm getting my
I
money's
like,
worth.
oh yeah, I would like wake up and be like, all right, I'm gonna go do this, do this, do this. Okay, this just released. I'm gonna go play this to its full extent. And with Ghost Recon Wildlands, I'm like, I'll play this at my own leisure. I kind of like, I'm like sitting there. I'm like, I could watch South Park, or I could do this, or could work on the renos. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. There's no like urgency with
Yeah.
it, and I don't know that that's from ownership or what that's from, but yeah,
One thing I've been thinking of, like, I've been looking at, like, so, you know that RP server I'm on?
yes,
The guy that runs that is making a killing.
really,
Yeah, because you got more than 256 people trying to get in, and you
yeah,
have probably 80% of that are paying for some sort of priority in queue, ranging anywhere from $10 Canadian to like the highest one's like $100 if you want to pay for like, yeah, I'm at the front door. I'm getting in no matter what,
holy cow!
right?
Is that every? Please tell me that's not every time you queue.
No, that's like monthly.
Oh, okay, but that's still.
It's how much you
I'm
want to
not
pay, how
giving
much you want to
that.
get ahead, and stuff like that, right? So it's like if you're often playing like the peak hours and stuff like that,
Yeah,
people usually pay for a better ticket. But if it's someone that's playing on like in Europe, playing on like the off hours for an American server, they can get away with maybe no ticket or like a cheap ticket.
yeah.
But like now, when I first got into the server, like the $15 little thing was enough to make sure I got in like 10 minutes of waiting to load in into the server. But now,
Yeah.
since streamers have found the server, oh god, it's so inflated. But what was nice for a while, they changed the queue system on me. But for a while, like I was paying like the $30, but one of the
Yeah.
admins like likes my character and thought I provided really good RP for the server.
Yeah.
And so I was paying the $30, but I was getting the $100 ticket for a couple of
Nice.
months. But
That's pretty
I'm just
sweet.
thinking, it's like, man, if you can grab the right people, start your own server, and because a lot of what this server does is they have like three like coders, right? Like actual
Yeah.
three people that are coding that probably get the money from it, but all of the staff dealing with the community, that's all volunteer base.
Oh wow.
So there's three. It's like, and then whoever. So you're paying your server fees, which I
Yeah.
imagine with the amount of people are probably a couple $100
Yeah.
a month. But all you need is probably like four people paying like your top tier subscription on Patreon. And but like it's crazy like to think how much money the guy's making. He's making a killing. He doesn't have to
Yeah.
work. He doesn't have to do anything else. And they're just maintaining a server. Streamers have found us a popularity boom. Like we have, I think it's like an active 500 people in rotation
Yeah.
on one server.
I would be awful and I would just start putting microtransactions in there.
But the thing is, though, the monthly payment is pretty much the microtransaction. Oh, you want to do stuff with the people you've bonded with and created a community with, but
Yeah.
we're popular now. Here, pay this fee. Now, this is nothing to say anything bad upon the community. It's a
Yeah.
like you're providing a service. You're keeping what was essentially a game left behind alive.
Yeah.
And you have a community to manage. You have all these other things. Now, I don't know if you can get high up in the stuff and you end up getting paid, or maybe you just get like staff prio. I don't know, but
Yeah, you probably get like the $100 ticket for free.
if you work your way up through staff, maybe. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's just one of those like, man, I just need everyone else that like our whole group to kind of get into this idea, and then pull everyone from the ranch and basically be like, we're making our own. We're gonna make money. Where's my money?
You do the whole business deal as your character though.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Now, this county's gone big for its bridges and well. Hell, it was home for us, but I mean, we can make a home somewhere else, and it's for the better. We can go to our own Tahiti. But no, I like
We're
honestly
going
the
to
amount.
Tahiti, Dutch.
Yeah, but just all of the server stuff like that. It's great. Like they're doing and the Prio doesn't just work on like the Red Dead server. It works on all their GTA servers. So it's gonna work on the 1930s one. It's gonna work. It works on their like Los Santos map one. So it's like it's for the whole community, and they have other servers. They have like Rust, DayZ as well.
That's smart. Diversify. Get
But
people.
like, but honestly, Red Dead is what pays the bills for them.
Yeah.
So
That's cool though.
But yeah, no, it's just to think like, yeah, you have a few coders, and a lot of them are buying scripts and then tweaking the code to make it work in. Like they got this, so in Armadillo, all the billing, like, you know, only a handful of the billings you can enter, right? Like you bump up a door, you can't go in. Well, there's people that make mods of the map to do all the interiors for the buildings and turn like the windows like where you're not having to like load into the next building. It's just you're still out in the open world and you're just walking in, and like the one area that's cornered off, it's a distillery. They have a handyman shop, but they have a mayor's house in the back or something like that, and they added in all this stuff to it. Mind you, they do that, and sometimes it breaks stuff, and they gotta take it away. They gotta fix the coding and stuff like that. So their coding is really just is like stitch working all these different mods together. Yeah. Nothing's really built from the ground up. I don't think. Maybe a couple things are, I'm not aware of, but that's how this server. So essentially, the money that they're getting from all this is pretty much allowing them to buy additional scripts and add them into the server.
Yeah.
But it's also like they gotta be making a
Plus, there's a lot of free ones too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you take a free one and you have the ability, you could just like kind of work around it, kind of configure it.
Yeah.
I think it wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, so it's really just like, because like, you know, code, like, oh, too many things are pulling on this resource. We need to do this or fix this string because it intercepts with this string. Or these two use the same, what's the word I'm looking for? Defining character.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, this means this line of script. And then, okay, well, for every time you do this action, this line of script shoots. But then the same name of that action gets used on a different script made by somebody else. You might have to tweak that and go through and change the name of that one to something else all the way through the script if you have two conflicting strings under the same name.
Yeah.
That's a lot of what I think the patchwork is. I don't know for sure. But that being said, though, they're making a killing, man. on this server. Especially since like they were doing good and it was reasonable, and then the streamers,
Streamers ruined it.
I wouldn't say ruined it, but like you got the
Well,
streamers
yeah.
and they're in like the with these like few hundred people followings, and then they're also trying to get into the server because they want to be in this, like, oh, maybe I'll run into the streamer.
Well, yeah, that's like almost stream sniping is kind of what I like to think of
Yeah.
it as. But yeah,
There's not. I don't think I've experienced any stream sniping on it. Most of the time, like the streaming, because they have in the rules you're not allowed to watch streams of the game while you're playing. You can get banned for it.
okay, smart. Yeah.
It's because they don't want stream sniping. But
Well, yeah, it kind of ruins the
yeah,
experience.
and
right?
for a while there, we had this nice little like, yeah, okay, don't stream snipe, but like some of the people at the ranch, like all of us were streaming, so we would like do that like lurk, like turned off the Google sound thing, but set the page to watch just to help boost the numbers and stuff like that for people's streams, just because algorithm
Yeah.
shit. But then a stream sniping event happened, and then like that got outlawed real quick.
Yeah.
So. And that's kind of when I fell off the streaming, because it was mostly like the people at the ranch would watch, and that would put me up to like 5 to 7 viewers, and then I would get additional other people come in, and I could get up as high as maybe 15 because I already had
Nice.
some viewers. But like if you're streaming and you only got like 1 or 2 people watching you, you're not gonna gain additional. It's usually in that kind of things. It's like, oh, this guy's got like 15 people watching him. I can probably talk to him and ask him questions. When someone has like 300, it's like, oh, it's a subs only chat.
Yeah, streaming's always been a weird thing to
I
me.
dropped the bomb there.
What?
Yeah, all right. You go ahead and keep going there. I'm just gonna clock that. I slipped up.
Oh yeah. Oh damn. Yeah. I'm glad you're paying attention because I was just going right by it. Yeah. No, that's pretty nuts. The stream world's always kind of been like really foreign to me, but still very interesting, and it kind of makes sense with the algorithm and all
Yeah.
that.
I'm excited for your office to be ready though.
That's actually, yeah, one of the points I wanted to talk about. Seems like tomorrow, like around 8 a.m., the slab is finally going to be finished and delivered. Not set up yet, but for anyone listening, probably recapping on what I said last week, got an 8-foot black walnut slab of wood for my desk. It's going to be live edge, and it's been coming out great since it's been planked. It's got some greens, got some red going through it. The guy doing it just told me there's something else he's excited for me to see that we didn't really see when we purchased it, that's coming out through the wood. Excuse me. Yeah, it's coming cool, coming together. The vines are looking good. Kind of be a great place for a studio. Really good.
Is the
Yeah,
flooring all
I,
done in it, or is that happening after the table?
Flooring's completely done.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, literally the desk. I need to buy a new love seat now because the love seat that I purchased is now a fixture in the living room, which kind of sucks, but still. The sign, the desk, the love seat, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, the sound's gonna be on wait because the CNC is being used for something else right now.
Oh yeah, no worries about that either. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty neat. I always had a vision for it, and it's been like 3 years since I had that vision, and it's kind of nice to see it finally coming through.
So how close is the vision going? Is it like close to like a 1-to-1, or is it kind of like it's within the like the 5 to 10% limit of of like away from the vision?
Yeah, cause it was just mostly me not. Well, actually, it's all started without even thinking about an actual new desk. Right now I have a corner desk that I bought from Home Depot, which is nice. It's very nice, but that was kind of like my vision, like a small desk in the corner, and then like other things to try and like make it up to snuff.
Yeah.
And now it's like when you walk in the door, one showpiece is like this huge, amazing desk that takes up the whole wall. The other one is going to be the one sign with the ivy wall, and it's like you're like walking down a hallway to like a Facebook Marketplace love seat with some stone coffee tables and stuff. But yeah, it's and plus always in your mind you always think the room's bigger. You always just, I don't know about you, but I always assume that the room's bigger.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting like basketball hoops in it or anything like that, but I was just like, I always thought it'd be huge. Still pretty big, but I'm curious to see how small it feels when that desk gets in there.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah. So far, so good.
That's good.
And I've kept adding on to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that the new light fixture in there. Never was thinking about that at all.
Oh, you know what? I think that actually, I know it's your creative space, but I think for like if we start doing like a video format with the show as well, you know
Yeah.
those light bulbs that have like the swirl and let off that kind of like orange glow.
Yeah, I have two above my bed.
Yeah, I think that would be cool, like lighting for for
Oh
just for
yeah.
like the camera shot because it's like because like you got that on the rewind. There's a little bit like the nostalgia or the vintage to it, kind of sound
Yeah.
to it. So just using kind of like the older style theme stuff. That or we could I don't know similar stuff
Honestly,
we
I
could
think it
do.
would work really well because the love seat's going to be against a bay window.
Yeah,
So and I have blackout curtains on it already. So if you close those, pull the love seat out a bit because you have tons of room for a camera
yeah,
because it's almost like a hallway if you want to think about it like
yeah.
that. So you could have stuff in behind there, the whole thing, and be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and you'd even have a little bit of room to the left if you're looking at the love seat. So yeah, it would work as a set, and it wouldn't be like something that would be a huge pain to redo, or it might be even something that I keep if it's cool enough. Why not?
Well, just kind of thing like we've talked about this on previous shows, but just kind of like I don't know, just growing the podcast, whether it become React content or just like little script ideas and stuff like that. Just trying different things and see if something sticks.
Yeah, no, definitely, and yeah, might as well make the most of it because like kind of in a pretty lucky position right now to have something that's like already set in stone, so we kind of have a base platform to work off of.
Yeah,
So yeah, we're already having fun doing this, so why not have a little more fun?
exactly.
Yeah. Um. What? Oh, hello,
You
Rick.
ever think we're gonna get
Yeah,
to the
I love
point
you.
where it's like, oh no, they split up YouTuber? I'm kidding.
I would love it. You know
Just
what? We're gonna have a
artificially
boxing
created. Yeah,
match. Yeah, oh yeah, it's gonna be all fake. We're gonna have a boxing match. It's gonna be sick. We're gonna sell a new hydration drink.
yeah,
Gotta figure out. Oh, instead of Prime, it's just Rewind.
yeah.
That's perfect. All right,
Rewind
yeah,
your
no, never
hydration
mind.
to its peak.
Yeah.
Drink
All
rewind.
right, I hate you, Derek. I hate you so goddamn much. You're awful.
Why?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you know why.
Why?
Because you did
Because
that thing in our past. I'll see you in the ring. Yeah. Yeah. We're doing this. We're doing this,
can you
people.
imagine that? Just like this, because like like occasionally sometimes I'll start hitting the gym and stuff like that, and then you're like, I need a
Yeah.
secret weapon. You're like, I'm just gonna basically like. So he hasn't hit the gym at all, and I'm gonna just like look at your gloves. It's like, yeah, brass knuckles in the glove.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not
You're
gonna
like,
lie, that
you're just like, I was like,
probably.
that's fine. Oh no, I'm just like I could picture just like mid fight, just like you're like do like the glove like time out and you start shaking the inhaler.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I would probably fight extremely dirty, but that's the fun of it,
Well,
because we're
it's
friends.
boxing match though, right? Can't
Yeah,
get too dirty unless you want to go UFC style.
yeah. Um, yeah, no, I'm excited now. We're gonna make millions.
Oh, got it
But
some way.
yeah, besides that, that's really kind of it for my week. There was like a little bit. I can't wait to play the Salt Flats on Ghost Recon Wildlands, but I'll leave that until I actually experience them.
Okay.
Because our one buddy last night was talking about how he got a 1 kilometer sniper shot in the Salt Flats, and that is too cool to not try. It took him and his brother 8 hours of just sitting there, just trying with like probably the best sniper in the game. But yeah,
Yeah.
Anyways, what about your week? What's going on?
Well, for my today, um, was somewhat eventful. Did the oil change,
Yeah,
and but I also spent way too much money at crappy tire. Um, I
what'd
had
you
to get
do?
some tools, and then there's some tools that I didn't need, but they were on sale. That'd be nice to have my own set instead of
What are
borrowing.
they?
And so there's this whole like ratchet set with a handful of wrenches, some Allen keys, and all this stuff. This whole Stanley kit
Yeah,
that was on sale for like 60% off. So it's like $130 instead of like the 400 and something.
yeah,
And I was just like, yeah, no, I'm grabbing that. And then you add like the oil can filter and the oil to that, and then you get the tools I need. And I picked up a new pair of work gloves because the last job just ate through my last pair like nothing. And like, man, even that stuff, like from the time like the three like the like 4 weeks ago that I bought my last pair of work gloves, the inflation on work gloves caught me off guard. Cause I'm like, oh yeah, that was a 20 pair or dollar work gloves, like 23, 24, and then like, oh, they're 33 now.
yeah. Everything is like skyrocketed in price. I didn't really notice it when everyone was talking about it, but now it's like everything, like cat food.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I don't know what, yeah, they expect people to do.
No, it's part of that like 1665 increase we just had at the first of the month,
Yeah,
which is just like, oh, I hate every time they raise minimum wage. It's like, yeah, it's like, well, how are we supposed to? It's like they get these people to get paid a living. It's like, stop raising the minimum, but mandate a pay scale for different careers.
yeah,
It's like there's ways to structure it. There's different solutions. Companies other way aren't gonna like it. People aren't gonna like. Owners aren't gonna like the ways to fix it because that's just gonna cut into their profit margins. But
yeah.
oh, inflation.
Gonna sound like a couple of old timers 2 seconds, but yeah.
Oh, we're that nice like between the millennials and the Gen X generation that there's that like that fine cusp of a line of like that of the like mid late 90s people that were born that like grew up with 90s stuff and got brought up by the Gen X.
Yeah.
But ugh.
So you bought some tools
Yeah, so I
and
bought some tools, and then we like you said, we had like the little birthday party last night, and we saw the movie, and then everybody came over. It took a lot to convince you guys to play darts. Actually, it
yeah,
just took more of me. It's like, no, come here. We're gonna play
yeah.
darts.
We're a social crowd, but I don't think we're a new people social crowd that often. They were nice, but yeah.
Yeah, well, you're the first one to come with, and it's just like, well, you know how it
Well, yeah.
was
I'm
there. It
always.
was just kind of
Yeah.
guys just having some laughs and just chatting it up. I want to say, you know what terms I want to say, but they're not radio friendly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm stammering it on that. But overall, it was a good time, and I don't know. Eventually, I kind of want to like blend that area, like between like hanging out with like what would be like the dad's buddies up in the garage, because that's just the go-to kind of grab everybody for drinks. It's just hang out at the garage,
Yeah.
just because I got free access to it, and when I help tidy it up for them and stuff like that, so I'm allowed to use it for spaces and
Well,
help out
yeah.
with the
Plus,
CNC
like
stuff, and
smoking and drinking is perfect. You
yeah,
don't have to go outside for
open up the
everything.
garage door and open up the side door, and you got airflow for the people that are smoking and
Yeah.
people that don't care for it. And if you really don't care for it, well, yeah, I don't know, pretty much the whole group. No, I wouldn't say the whole group smokes. No, some of us have quit. A lot of us have quit,
Yeah.
but a lot of us have smoked
Uh.
before.
Okay. Perfect. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no worries. Just a little bit of making sure the audio is good.
Yeah. A little technical difficulty sign right there with
Oh
two
yeah,
raccoons.
can't you wait till we do a video format of it, and then eventually maybe a live format of it?
I don't know how we would do live. Uh, just open the window behind us, also, and start smoking a dart. Um,
Well, just do like a little set up like a ad break in the middle there for that, and then edit that out for the radio.
just like a one haul dart out back. It's just like my Wendy, my neighbor, tries to talk to me. God damn, Wendy, not right now. I got 30 seconds.
Well, even like regular talk shows have intermittent breaks.
Oh yeah, yeah. It'll just be
That's
the
where we kind of we if we do plan for new segments and stuff like that, it's like we have that nice little. What we used to do is we'd talk about our weeks real quick when we weren't doing the extended, and then it'd be like, okay, so we hit the 20 minutes of there, okay, stop,
then
and
do a little
then
news segment.
yeah, but that stop there is like one of us need to go take a little break, do whether you cigarette or I need the bathroom or grab some water or something. We
Yeah.
always had that little break need be.
Oh, imagine one of us has, well, I know, I shouldn't say one of us, it's gonna be me, has a live diva moment. I think the
Alive.
cameras are off, but they're not off. And I'm like, who did my makeup this morning? Looks like, and I can't really say half the words I want to say, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then just like, okay, and we're rolling in 3, 2, 1. Hello, how we doing?
Yeah.
I want an
But the new
intern.
job, yeah.
I want an intern
I
to
mean,
chew
I'd be
out.
your intern. I don't know if I could be an unpaid intern. I'd at least require living, living.
No, you're gonna
Expenses.
be the other host. So we need
Yeah.
an unpaid intern I can harass like he is paid. I want him to cry in his car every single morning coming to the studio. I am a diva and I have earned it.
I can't say my little brother because when he gets mad at his video games, he starts breaking controllers. I don't think you want your equipment broken.
Yeah, actually, when I was in the washroom coming through the vents, I think he was either losing or winning in a video game. I couldn't really tell. But I heard, I was like, oh, dear heavens. All right.
Yeah, make a Catholic ear cry after all
Yeah,
the
I was like,
cusses
oh
he
God,
does.
I thought I
But
cussed.
yeah. Well, he's also so he's on the rugby team at his high school there, and
Nice.
they won their first. I went to go see his first game and last week, and they won. They won 25-5.
Nice.
Yeah, and what's kind of cool is he's got our dad, because my dad, he was in the sports when he was in high school, and his number was 20, and then when he went to the mixed baseball leagues, well, he's been working. Well, he hasn't done it too much now. He also grabbed the number 20 for that. He just made that his number.
That's sick.
And my little brother, he got the number on his jersey, and he didn't even pick it. It just got handed to him, so that's kind of cool.
That's very cool. Yeah. Oh yeah. See, I was never into sports, so yeah.
I never was, but look, I kind of was. I always wanted to get into playing the mixed league baseball and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Baseball and volleyball were the two things I had interest in.
I had interest in football, but not actually playing it, just recording it. And that was it until a few years ago. I really, really got into basketball, but still not playing it. Well, maybe shooting some hoops, but like, yeah.
That's just kind of like me. It's like I'm not into any of the fancy things. I like playing pool. I'll throw darts, which I'm not good at.
Tch.
But that's also something like I want to get the group together more often and just have that be a thing where just like, have a couple drinks or whether we're having coffees, throw some darts, just get practicing and hang out. It's just something to do in the meanwhile.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring over Dance Dance Revolution, and I'm gonna be your competing group thing. Gonna have one of those
Are we
fold-out
gonna
mats.
Dance Revolution
Yeah,
it
in the
up?
garage.
I don't think I'm coordinated enough for that anymore.
Oh God,
I used to have like great coordination. I used to love dancing as a kid and stuff like that. And like, okay, this is a little embarrassing, but back like I'm gonna do the old timey thing and say back in the day, and I'm not gonna say when, but it was after elementary school, but not before high school was done. I got into a dance competition and I came out on top. Now, mind you, it wasn't professionally organized. It was just a group of people saying, "Yeah, we're gonna do a dance competition."
Oh, that's
I can't
cool.
move like that anymore.
I
I'm
think
too
the
sore and beaten.
laughs did me wrong. The last
Yeah.
time I danced was in high school. We were going to actually, I think it was in Enterprise. Yeah, it was an Enterprise. A bunch of us Catholic school kids were going to kind of sneak into this big kids organized dance,
Okay.
and we were only in grade 9. You know those cat bottles of wine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I drank 2 of those. I wasn't really feeling it, and then we walked about a quarter mile to the dance hall. The kids were nice enough to let us in, and this girl that I kind of liked at the time like said to dance, and right about that time all of it hit me at once, and I was like, I can dance. And I wish, thank God, like cell phone cameras weren't like huge. People weren't like, their first thing to do wasn't like take it out and record. It was just kind of gawk and stare.
Yeah.
Apparently I was moving.
Yeah.
Apparently I was just dancing, and at I think I got about 2 minutes of like really good dancing in, and then just projectile vomited all over the
Yeah.
dance floor. And I looked at the girl, her shoes were covered. And I'm
Oh
like,
no.
I'm going home. And I walked out of the dance hall, and they all got kicked out. So we all went back to my buddy's place a quarter mile away. And yeah, I was not well liked that night, but I took it on the
Yeah.
chin.
That's fair. No, no, pretty much when I hit the drinking age, I was hitting the clubs.
Yeah, not a huge club guy for like the basic stuff. Never really went into dance, which is, yeah, which I always
Yeah,
thought I
you're.
would be.
Yeah. No, that's kind of like I did that for like a couple of years, and it was funny because I had like an old pair of like cowboy boots, and so that was my I'm gonna hit the town boots.
that's like that's like our one buddy's jean jacket is his fancy clothes.
Yeah. Well, my fancy clothes is a long sleeve with 3 buttons,
Yeah, at least it looks
or
good. Like it
or
looks like a
plaid.
Jason Statham like prop. It's good.
Oh man, if you saw me back at 19, my buddy John, like, so I did the whole like buzz cut, and I had like the 5 o'clock shadow going a little bit,
Yeah.
and I had this coat in a bin somewhere in the basement, and at the time, like, I was like maybe like 180 weight
Yeah.
wise, so I was actually pretty nice and lean, and I had like this coat with like the nice like fur trim around it, and I wore the tank tops and stuff like that, and yeah, no, and I was hitting the gym, and he kept calling me the group's Russian thug.
I like it.
So you say Jason Statham, I'm like, well, he's British, but it's
He
essentially the
works.
same.
He
It's the same
works, yeah.
aesthetic. It's the same aesthetic with a little bit of different culture.
Oh man, I love how we kind of have similar. When I was actually skinny and cut, I would wear tank tops with winter coats with fur on them. I don't
Oh, so
know.
we had the same look.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why, but it was just like it was a wacky time in my life. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we were both going through some stuff back then that we don't need to touch on the show, but
I think anyone could tell though by looking at someone with a tank top and a huge winter coat on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't lie. There's times I was looking for a fight.
Yeah.
But no, you smarten up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or you just try and get everything set right. Like, like that 18 to 19, it's like you're supposed to get all the dumb stuff out when you're in high school and elementary school. But
Yeah.
like I was pretty well disciplined up until I got out because I'm like, oh, I'm 18, I'm moving out.
Yeah.
And then I decided to be the rebel for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Experience life, but yeah, no. After all, but anyway, now what's kind of funny is now you're almost dressing like a Hawaiian or Dominican Republic vacation guy 24/7, and I'm jeans and plaid.
Yeah, I
It's like
admit that.
we had that like at 19, and we just went opposite direction.
Oh, completely. Yeah, I pretty much. Well, right now I'm wearing a Bronco, like not the football team. Is it a
Yeah.
football team? But anyways, yeah, the Ford Bronco T-shirt and not jean shorts. What are these? Fleece shorts. But yeah, on the most days, I like to wear a nice pair of shorts, some funny sneakers, and then yeah, Hawaiian shirt. It
Well, for me, it's
accentuates.
just Well, you got the nice kind of like I'm gonna dress nice because I'm gonna be in customer service, whereas I got like, all right, let's go get a bag of Walmart T-shirts that's gonna get ruined over the course of the month.
Okay, a bag of Walmart T-shirts though slaps. I actually need to go to Walmart to get more white T-shirts. The only problem is they shrink after like a year of washing them.
Oh, it doesn't even take that long. Maybe it's just the settings on the washer that I'm using, but
Well, actually, the black ones, I bought 5 of them for a set I was on, and I bought large, and I washed them like twice, and I'm not kidding, they were like medium tank tops. It was like,
no, I get like that's why I kind of like I get like the extra large because I get longer use out of them.
yeah, no, I'm gonna have to start because it's like, I think I bought like 4 packs of 5 of white T-shirts,
But
and
yeah,
I'm like,
no, at my current weight, there's no need to wear tight fitting clothes to look good because the
yeah.
tight fitting clothes is just gonna highlight how far along I am.
Oh, boy
But
or girl. Oh God,
I
if
don't
any
want to
guy.
assume.
Yeah. It's 2023, Adam. Come on. All right.
But yeah, I find just nice thing about even though I was just shoveling rocks for the last 3 months for a meantime gig until I got this next one that I got coming up at the start of this week.
You came the
Is
rock?
that I lost a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was being laid off from like August to like January.
Yeah.
I put on weight.
Put on pounds.
Yeah, like so like I started making the joke because like my pecs started flattening out, but I had like a light bump beneath the pecs. I'm like, look, I got second ones.
Aw.
It's like I got a double chin and these. God damn.
Is this what they mean by DD?
But no, it's like essentially I've lost 40 pounds since I started working, and I kind of
Oh,
plateaued
dang.
where I'm at, which a lot of it's just going to be diet and then actual doing more than just working. It's going to be actually having to work out.
Yeah.
Started the routine up last week again. I'm on and off with it. I'll hit it for a few weeks and then I'll fall off for a few and then I'll hit it for a few.
Yeah.
But
At least you're actually trying to make effort.
yeah, the thing is just I don't know. Like I always said, I need a gym buddy.
Yeah.
And then you and Cody are like, yeah, I'll be your gym buddy. You've both gone with me once.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I have to be sweaty now. Ew.
Yeah,
No, I
well,
have to get going too.
but at least with the like now that the new job is, I can start getting scruffy again and not be
Yes.
the newborn baby. So don't
I
worry,
didn't.
there's gonna be that day where you and me get the tangle beards fella after we hit the gym.
I actually don't mind you clean shaven.
I don't
I
like
was
it.
surprised. I thought it'd be very shocking. It's not bad. You have a chin line enough that, yeah, like you,
Yeah,
like,
but if I look in any direction that's not slightly up, though, the double chin appears.
nah, nah, you're not that bad. Like mine, if I'm just resting, yeah, then you start to see it behind my chin, like half a
Yeah.
foot behind me. All of a sudden, you just start seeing that little like something creeping out there. No matter what I do, yours is actually not too bad, unless you're probably looking down, which I didn't notice. But yeah, yeah,
I'm like always partially slouched. Like it's not just like the setting in gaming. It's also like even though I do things like exercises to stretch my posture the correct way.
yeah,
Like when you're just lifting heavy things, you shrunk. You cave in a bit,
yeah. Your body
especially when you're
says
doing
enough.
like everyone says you gotta lift with your legs. Well, I got a bad knee for one, and then two, I grew. It's just like, you ever actually tried lifting with just your legs? You feel off balance, like you're gonna fall forward,
Yeah,
and so it's like lifting legs. Like, no, I gotta use the the legs that was keeping me upright.
yeah, and
But
I need to start doing that a lot more. Yeah,
yeah,
my back's ruined now.
oh yeah. Same with mine. Like towards the end, there is like, oh, it wasn't just me. Like I was just me shoveling big piles in certain areas, and I was just feeling ruined
Oh yeah,
afterwards.
yeah.
Like
No,
I try
I
to stay off the muscle relaxers for the most part, but like because it's like I won't say it's easy to get addicted. Now some of them like you can get addicted. There's professional athletes that come out and say, "Yeah, I have an issue with muscle relaxers." But it's just one of those things. It's just when you're constantly taking them, it's real bad for the liver, and you don't feel good after a while when you're taking
yeah,
them every other day. You just don't.
yeah. I had to kind of cut back just because. Well, actually, nothing actually happened. I was just more aligned. Like I don't want to have to take this every day just to feel fine.
Yeah.
I think you start realizing you're not as bad as you think you are if you actually take them off. Still
Yeah.
hurts, but you're not like dying in pain. Yeah, the joys of getting old. But
Yeah.
I'm going to cut the Amherst Island right here, just because we've been getting kind of close with the preview and the intro and all that jazz. So, thank you very much for listening to On the Rewind on 101.3 FM Amherst Island Radio. We are going to continue this show on Spotify, Apple TV, pretty much anywhere. Apple TV, Apple Music, sorry. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're going to be there. Thank you very much for listening in. We'll catch you in another 2 weeks.
Welcome back to On the Rewind.
All right, and we are back with On the Rewind on our Spotify Extended Edition. All right, so to pick up, or do you want to hop right into this D&D review?
Let's roll initiative, motherfucker.
All right.
I don't got a censor now.
Yeah, so
Here,
just for
one
anyone...
second. I gotta do something real quick here. Get
All right.
crank the gain. 16. All right, sorry, had to be a nerd there for a second.
No worries. Yeah, for anyone that needs a little reminder, we are going to be doing kind of a spoiler. Well, yeah, it's a spoiler.
It's not kind of. We're doing a spoiler cast for
Yeah,
Dungeons
just-
and Dragons: The Honor Among Thieves.
yeah, just saw it. Kind of want to talk about it. Kind of love it.
And it's
But,
still pretty fresh because we did see it last night.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like I was talking, it kind of subverted my expectations and some people in the group that it was just based in the universe, but I still loved it. Yeah. Where do you want to start with this?
Well, So essentially, the storytelling,
Yeah.
the format they did it in, it was okay. It wasn't a bad choice. It was
Yeah.
good. Like, you know how it's like, hey, we're in prison and stuff like that, and then they kind of give you the background. You don't have to live through it from the beginning. They kind of like, it's this guy's plea case to their pardon. Ironically, they get pardoned and still try to
Yeah.
escape. And it's
That
funny to
was
see them use the bird race and actually use that as an escape.
Yeah, so for context, they're like the main character is pleading for early release from the prison, and that's pretty much his perfect way of giving the audience like some backstory on who he is, who his sidekick is, and like what their whole deal is. All everything that they know that has happened before they've been in prison for 2 years. And the whole time they're waiting for this one guy to come in to help the judging, and you don't really know why. And then all of a sudden, this bird person pretty much walks in as soon as they make their judgment. Main character hugs him. Then all of a sudden, they pretty much grab him, both him and his sidekick, grab him, thrust the bird through the window, and then pretty much like use him like a glider, almost.
Trying. They're
Yeah, I
like
was gonna say
falling.
like
They're free falling for a bit. He's like, fly, damn it.
yeah, cause yeah, he's just fallen. And the funniest part is, as they go through the window, the three other judges or whatever you'd like to call them say you were pardoned already. You told a good enough story, but now they're fugitives because they decided, or I guess they thought that they wouldn't actually get through, and
Yeah.
that was like the best. Yeah,
That's D&D in a nutshell. It's just like, but like the nice comparison there is just like you have this plan, you're committed to this plan, and then you have to stall for time, but or it's like, okay, well that plan, there's the step didn't happen, so now you gotta kind of go for plan B.
yeah, yeah,
And plan B works, but you're already so committed to plan A, and then plan A is the one that's gonna cause the most issues. It's
oh, I
like
could
it's
hear.
like going murder hobo, and then like your first plans go murder hobo, but then you end up like not all the parties there yet, so you're stalling to get people in position, and then you find out, oh, it's okay. We can actually talk this out and get through the barricade. We don't have to fight our way through, and then the rest of your team just opens fire.
Yeah. It kind of like I could hear Scott say, "But Vicar, you got the pardon." Or like, "You really want to know what happened?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "You got the pardon." Just seems like something
Yeah,
really real, I guess.
very D&D.
Yeah, it was a good
Yeah,
intro. Let's just say that
yeah. It
worked
was
out
a
really
it was a
well.
good. Hey, we're not gonna do a movie trilogy of of this group. We're gonna do one adventure
Yeah,
out of you know, the thing. So you get caught up on everybody. They go through, they get reunite, you get introduced to the rest of the cast, the sorcerer, the wild magic thing.
yeah,
That was so from a D&D mechanics point, I was kind of like, all right, well, I guess he's just a sorcerer. And then when they say he's like, it's the wild magic, I'm like, I didn't like how they portrayed it really,
yeah.
because
What
like the
is wild
so
magic?
wild magic is every time you cast a spell, you have to roll a die, and then then some sort of effect happens.
Yeah,
Or if you so like, okay, you roll the hit, and then okay, I'm gonna use a spell, and you gotta roll a die to see if you can do the spell. And so it starts off at 1. So if you roll the 1, wild magic surge would happen. And then if you would roll, and then if nothing happens, the second spell you cast, and it just keeps building up. So if you rolled a 2 or lower, it would happen. So let's say you cast 10 spells in a session,
yeah.
and now if you roll a 10 or below, you're gonna have a wild magic surge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was not portrayed.
Yeah.
It pretty much was just
Now
like,
as you get
oh,
to a higher level, you can kind of like you roll a couple
yeah,
different one different, like if you go and you have this chart and then you roll something, and one of the things is if you roll bad enough or you hit this one number, you cast Fireball right on yourself. So
Oh,
like, you've seen what Fireball can be like with your character's modified bullets that are essentially Fireball.
yeah.
Yeah, but you pretty
Okay.
much like if you cocked the gun and shot it right at the ground is essentially what you're doing
Love
with
it.
your fire rounds in the game. But yeah. So there's all sorts of, and there's useful ones too, right?
Yeah.
But that wasn't portrayed too well, I believe. And so it's like I like that's where it's things like me being like mechanical. It's like I was trying to enjoy it, but there's that part in my brain that was also dissecting the classes.
Yeah, I was just having fun with it
Yeah.
because I don't. I was like,
Um,
oh, a tuning.
yeah.
I know
I
what
was
a
also a
tuning
little upset because
is.
I'm like, I saw Julie, oh, you got the middle seats. That's awesome. And then
That
got
was
snagged.
that
And
was
it's like,
so
I'm just
funny.
kind of like, I'm going to let it be bygones. Whatever. I'm not going to make a fuss about it. And then, so
Yeah.
we sit at the very end on like this awkward thing. So I'm just like, so I also had that going on in the back of my head the entire time we were watching it that I was just trying to ignore. I love them. I do. But it was
Yeah.
just, it was like, I was a little bothered. I'm not holding a grudge over it, even though, it's like, when you say that, you're like, you're holding a grudge. No, I still had a good time and glad everyone
Yeah.
was there.
Yeah. Just you popped one or two tires, not all four on the Ram. Yeah, it was funny. They came out. I was like, so you don't realize? And Kayla goes, what? I go, they were at the end when they got the middle. And Cody's like, I told you. And yeah, then it was great because then you rolled around. And I'm like, better apologize. And yeah, um,
Yeah, no, I was just kind of like, even when they first sat down, I was like, it's like, you motherfucker stole my seats.
yeah.
And I just kept walking to the end. I wasn't gonna make him get up.
Oh, I would
I'm
have
not,
made them get up. Oh yeah,
I,
I'm a little.
I'm when it's people I know and I care about, I might be a little too passive.
I'm a little princess man. I need my way. Yeah, I'm a little baby bitch boy, which is so fun I can say now. Yeah, yeah, but oh, what else? The chick that can turn into animals. What's her?
Yeah, that,
What's she
that's
called?
the druid. She's a tiefling. I don't remember her name actually.
No, me neither. But yeah,
Uh,
that was cool. The
the
owl
funny bit
bear.
is like the barbarian like showing like the default like low intelligence or whatever, but happens to be right. Well, you see an Orin's low intelligence kind of thing, and how I
Yeah,
fumble that into it.
sometimes you're
It's like
right.
you can sneak into the castle as a deer, right?
Yeah,
And then it's like see, she used the deer. It's like at the tail end.
yeah, just like probably because you said it, she thought of deer. She could have thought of anything else. Um, yeah, yeah, that was cool. The one actual scary part was when the top red wizard, what's her name?
You, I don't. I remember the barbarian's last name was Kilgore. We
Uh,
both call her the Fast and the Furious lady.
yeah, yeah. So anyways, the red wizard
After the
that's the
movie.
yeah, the red wizard that's the evil lady. When she finds out that there's the fly listening, that
Yeah.
kind of
That
was
was detect
freaky.
magic,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
that was kind of creepy, and I liked it.
Like just point and scream. Yeah.
Oh yeah, just scream because she had been so
There's a one-off
quiet
shape
and
among us.
reserved.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was creepier than when she was supposed to be really creepy at the end there.
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Yeah, there was not like your typical surprises that you kind of see coming, but then there was like when the daughter was lied to. I
Yeah.
kind of was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's kind of obvious, but also not so obvious. Like we were told he was a con man, so we shouldn't have been
Yeah.
that surprised. But when it turned out that the guy stole the gold that got his wife killed, it had been so long since we had seen the very start of the movie where we saw him look at the gold that I had almost completely forgotten about it.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, okay, All right, that was actually really well executed. I like that.
Yeah.
Um,
So and like eventually they have this whole like arena thing, and like that's kind of a trope that gets used in everything. There's either a contest or an arena or something in every campaign, and
yeah,
it's supposed to be either like a happy time or something prep where you got like we're doing a heist, but why don't we do this while we're waiting, or maybe that's part of the heist.
yeah, yeah. I think I'd like that in campaigns though. Like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know, kind of it
The
makes
one that,
the
like, I
city
know
feel
you haven't been
real.
in any of the ones I've ran, but I've done a lot of weird and creative stuff when it comes to like they definitely kind of follow the same kind of pacing of like, yeah, this is kind of like the adventure. I don't know. How do you feel about the fighting?
At the very not very very
I want
start,
to talk
but
about the
close to
very
the
end, like just like the combat, the choreography, and stuff like that.
yeah, I liked it when Fast and Furious lady was beating up people and the main guy was trying to get out of
The ropes.
the rope. That was like
Yeah.
that was very punchy. That was very real. It felt gritty. I don't know if it was just because of the sound system in Landmark, but they like every hit you felt, you like there was grittiness, there was
Yeah, that's what you
perfect
get when you
camera
sit most of
movement.
the middle.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm not gonna lie. That was a time where I completely forgot about everyone else in the group. I was like, there was a time where she slid, put her arm through the guy's leg, up over his groin, and onto his abdomen, and then stood up and turned and put him down. So
Yeah.
pretty much like flipped him on his head.
Knocked prone. Yeah.
Yeah, and that was pretty well choreographed.
That's like a level 10 barbarian with like 5 levels of monk.
Yeah,
Right there.
like yeah, because she just slid up, did that up, like stood up with him, and then turned and twist and put him down into the ground. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that was amazingly done. It yeah, and just the crunch, the camera positions they chose, that was amazing. The rest of the
Oh
fighting
yeah.
was really good. It was just that one I was like, that was the most. I always like the close quarters fighting
Yeah.
because like the end battle with the chick, it was good, but there was like a lot of wide shots of those two elemental hands fighting, and I was like, okay, that's kind of neat, but that's still like you don't feel like there's stakes as much as when there's just like you see all
Yeah.
four walls when you're fighting. And it's like, okay, each swing counts, each guy bouncing off a wall could bounce back at any second. Like
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
How do you feel about the paladin?
The paladin is the red elf good guy.
It was the guy that had like very like didn't like humor. He was very dry.
That would also, yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for a little bit of context, and this is mostly just my own review on him. It was like there's this guy that's supposed to be awful, like his race is hated, but then it turns out that he's actually a good one, and this is all off of rumors and stuff that they've heard, and they need to go to him to
And
find
then
this
you
magical
also
item.
find out that like his race has been corrupted by the red mages. It's not that they're
Yeah,
awful people.
yeah, like they're supposed to be good, but yeah, they've had some
They're
problems with
supposed to just be a
Steven's
regular
not.
race, but then they were like, corrupted and turned undead
Yeah,
and turned into evil
um,
things. Because it was an entire like race's haven that was taken over by the necromancers of the red mages.
yeah, and goddamn, he was hilarious in how dry he was. Like when he goes up to that homeless lizard thing, and he like, I'm assuming the lizard says thank you or something like that, and he holds his cheek and goes, "No, thank you," and then
I thought
like
he was doing
starts.
like lay on hands. Like I thought the dragonborn or something there was like maybe blind or losing his sight or something. I was waiting for him to do like a lay on hands and like cure
No,
disease or something.
it was great. He was like way too like it's funny when you can be so selfless, it's selfish. Cause yeah,
Yeah.
that was amazing. His sarcasm, or sorry, his lack of sarcasm, his lack of like talking skills were great for being the guy
Yeah.
that's almost supposed to be wiser,
It was
better,
dry
faster, stronger.
as the stereotypical Starbucks girl being snarky about her grande sizes and you called it a large.
Yeah, yeah. It was just like, oh, but then he's also like a badass and he's
Yeah.
awesome. And yeah, it was pretty good. It kind of reminds me of Oren when I first met him. Just super
Oren
dry
gave you
to the
that one?
point. Yeah, just like super dry to the point
Yeah.
and like let's get shit done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just kind of the innate, like, you're supposed to be, like, that chaotic good as a paladin.
Yeah. Yeah, he was good. I liked him.
So,
Who was
also,
your favorite character?
my favorite character? Um, I don't think I had a favorite. I think my favorite
Okay.
was the owlbear, but not the tiefling.
Yeah, the owlbear was pretty sick. Yeah.
Like my favorite part in the whole movie has got to be when they take down the big bad evil, and it's
Yeah.
the owlbear just going ham.
Oh yeah, the owlbear just like for
That
context.
it was like the whole like, oh, the only reason why I call it a good movie and not a great movie is like the whole time I'm like, oh, that's funny, but I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
And then like the owlbear goes ham, and that was the first thing that actually got me like to smile, like crack
Oh, I was
up a bit.
busting a gut in my seat.
Like I said, I don't
Yeah.
know if it was just like like maybe if I had the middle seats, maybe I would have enjoyed it more if I didn't have that in the back end. But it was just kind of like at the time, it was just kind of like a oh yeah, it's like the audio sounds a little weird at the side here. I'm watching it at slant. It's like all right. It's like how I
Um,
watched the End Game. I had a terrible the End Game movies for the
yeah.
Avengers. Like I was the same theater. I think it was even the same like screen room, and I had the very we were like, well, let's go see it on the day of kind of thing.
Yeah.
And the only seats available were the front row, and I'm like, oh, that's not gonna be too bad, right? Because I front row at another theater, it didn't look too weird. Front row at the Landmark is the worst possible seats
Are
because
you looking straight up?
yeah, you're looking straight up, and everyone's faces look like they're at the clown mirrors. So I saw distorted Fat Thor and everything else
I
essentially,
love
and it was just like yeah, we watched it, but everyone looked fat or super skinny.
it. That's funny.
But yeah, so
Oh,
it was just some of those things. Like it was a good movie. Maybe it was like just that stuff, but it was overall it was a good time.
speaking of fat, the fat dragon,
Oh yeah.
our little buddy, our little chonkers.
Yeah, everyone referenced their cat.
Yep.
We talked about it afterwards. I
Oh
just wish I
yeah.
was over by you guys so we could talk about like joke about the campaign stuff, but
Oh yeah, it was funny. Pretty much any time some
yeah.
character did something fucking stupid, it was like, "Ah, Vicar." I'm like, "Thanks, guys. Yep,
I wish
thank
I was
you."
there for that over by
Yeah.
you guys.
And then, as soon as, for context, the fat dragon appears, and he's super adorable and really, really cute. He's a little chonkers, but as soon as everyone saw him, I heard one couple say Hemi, their fat cat. We said Nobi, our fat cat. I'm sure you guys said
Yeah, my partner
Jack.
said
Yeah,
Noah.
Noah. Yeah, it was just like, aw. And then the other couple doesn't have a cat, but they're supposed to be getting one soon because they sacrificed eating an olive for them. But anyways, yeah, yeah, I enjoyed it. It feels
I
like
I don't feel the need to watch it again though.
no. I would
That's the
watch
thing.
the sequel.
Yeah, if they had a sequel, I'd watch it. But that's just one of the things. Like, it's a good movie. It's not a great movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
A great movie is one that you like is like Shrek. You're gonna like if you're feeling it, you're gonna go watch Shrek another time.
yeah. Any Guy Ritchie movie, but yeah,
So it's like it was a good movie. Like, and it was kind of those things like it was standing at okay for me, and then the owlbear like pinata bashing the evil bad at the end was like, all right, yeah, no, this just became that made it a good movie. That cracked
Yeah.
the shield. I enjoyed
Yeah.
that, and it was also because my dad and my mom had seen it the weekend before.
Oh, no way.
So while while I was out there and everyone and you guys were selling the porch, and he's like, "Oh, so how you like it?" We talked a little bit about it, and I told him, I was like, "What was my favorite scene?" And yeah, it was his as well. Was the owl bear going ham
Oh yeah,
on
it's like
the lady?
pretty much Hulk smash for anyone. Like when Hulk takes one of the characters and just like
Yeah.
swings them
Oh,
back and forth into the
I didn't
ground.
think Hulk at the time. Like you guys said it, I was just kind of like, no, that's the D&D equivalent. Is it dead? Everyone looks at each other. Is it dead? Initiative isn't over. Hit it one more time.
Yeah. Oh. And the little owl head looking at you and like nodding almost like a cat to the side, just
And then
more.
the hands start to extend, and he's like, "Oh!" And then bash, bash,
Yeah,
bash.
just
Because before it was like, "Oh, well, bong, well, bam," just like tossing around like a basketball, and
yeah.
then it's like, "Oh," and he's like, "Is it?" It's like, "We did good. Are we good?" And then hands start to come up, and it's just the most fastest, closest to the ground bouncy ball dribbling you could have ever done to somebody's skull, and then
Yeah,
tossed into a wall.
the only way she's getting air is by the pure force of how she's going down. She has to come back up.
Yeah.
Is amazing. Yeah. No, yeah. Well
God,
done.
they would have had like stop motion put in a doll or something,
Oh yeah.
and just
Yeah, because
like
the
pulley
physics on her
system.
was really good.
Yeah, because that was too quick just for someone to do like mini sit ups for the CGI mammoth.
Yeah, maybe they added physics to her, but even then, that would
Yeah.
probably just break. So that'd be too quick of succession. Maybe they did in slow motion, then sped it up.
Yeah, they could have rendered it in so many frames and then and then
Just
fit it into and then set it into the 30 frames.
yeah,
I think that's the standard for movies is like what 30 frames a second.
yeah. It's 29.98, but yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason why they do that is because like old TVs used to.
Yeah, I think they actually switched to 30 or 60 now, but yeah, the old thing used to be 29.
One thing I do want to touch on. Have you ever seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You know
that
how
was
much
an animated beauty. Um, but one thing I want to talk about on that is when Miles is still learning his powers and whatever. You know how you know how he's animated at a slower frame rate.
Yeah.
When he actually gets confident and gets strength himself, he's animated just as fast as everybody else.
Nice. I like that. Yeah. Oh man, when our one partner's brother, one buddy's brother's girlfriend said, "Oh no, not another Spider-Man movie," when the trailer for the new Into the Spider-Verse came out, I was like, "Lady, not today. Watch the trailer and apologize later in the parking lot." God, I can't wait to see that. Just the animation's done so well. Okay.
But the animation, yeah. So with the CG, like from the movie, like the animation there, I started looking at the nitpick and stuff like that, and it was just like, oh, they did pretty good with the owl bear, and they did good with the deer. The rat was like, that was what it was gonna look like. The cat was
Yeah.
kind of funny. The cat looked off to me though. What about you?
Very, very, very off. Actually, the baby cat that they pulled out of the fish looked almost like animatronic.
Oh yeah. So that's a tabaxi. It's the race for that. But yeah.
But like the adult that he passed off the baby cat to looked CGI, but the one that he was holding was doing the same motions, like a same set of motions over and over again.
Yeah, it could have been easily. Like, you put it
Yeah.
over. Because it kind of looked like a shag rug.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't look good at all.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
feel,
something was up with that.
yeah. But I don't know. Other than that, I think that kind of concludes for me, like, the thoughts on the D&D movie. Like, it's not that big of a. Well, I guess, no, we did talk for quite a while about that one, but
Yeah.
yeah. But any other notes you want to touch on?
No, I think without further ado, if you have nothing else to talk about, we can wrap up this show.
I think we're there.
All right. Well, thank you very much for listening to On the Rewind. I'm Adam.
I'm Derek.
And yeah, you've been listening to On the Rewind. Thank you very much for listening. We're finally getting like into a true swing of things where these episodes are coming easier and easier to us. And yeah, we really enjoy having you guys along for the ride there. And yeah, we might have some new stuff coming in the future.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks for listening to On the Rewind.